Welcome back, everyone. What an engaging way to start day 3. We hope you found the mentor-mentee matchup insightful. It's always inspiring to see encouragement flowing both ways, from experienced leaders passing down wisdom to fresh voices bringing in new energy and ideas. And that's what makes this network so dynamic, an interchange of growth. And now we want to keep the momentum going with our global cafe. But before we move into that session, we have a special accreditation snackable, a short but incredibly valuable spotlight on the WTCA accreditation program. Today, we're joined by two leaders who have recently gone through the accreditation journey, and will share what it means in its practice. Luciano Menendez from WTC Lisbon and Joanna Murphy from WTC Rennes Bretagne will talk about their experience, what they've learned, what surprised them, and how accreditation has strengthened their business and partnerships. Welcome, Luciano and Joanna.
This accreditation snackable is what we're calling it. It's just a brief conversation about your experience doing accreditation. I spoke to Joanne earlier, and we were saying that because the member forum is about empowering emerging voices, we thought it'd be really interesting to get two different perspectives from someone who, like Joanna, does one specific part of her World Trade Center, who took on this challenge of representing all aspects, to someone like you, Luciano, who already oversees everything, and what you learned from that experience, who already has your hands in everything, basically. So I'll start with Joanna. I think it would be great just to hear sort of a takeaway. I know we've already talked about the business center that was opened up because of accreditation, but just a main takeaway that you got, either for your own personal growth or for the growth of the World Trade Center Rennes Bretagne, that you got from actually doing this experience.
Thank you. Right. Well, so first of all, obtaining the premier accreditation was really a way for the World Trade Center Rennes Bretagne to reinforce the value of the services. We managed to realize what were our strengths and what sorts of services we could continue to what were the services that we could open up to our members, and it really strengthened our reputation once we received the news that we were accredited. Being the first French WTC to obtain it, it was quite a something that we really wanted to showcase to our network and to all the different French WTCs. And personally, I think that working on it, I managed to take a few steps back on all the services that we offer our members and partners, and regroup all that we had done, in the last 10 years, which was interesting as a project manager that had only arrived for a year. So.
And you just recently took on the role of project manager, right?
It's been 2 years that I was a project manager, and I'm continuing now my missions at WTC Rennes Bretagne.
That's awesome. And can you just tell us about the business center a little bit? I know that was something that came out of the accreditation process.
Yes. So it's exactly what happened. So looking at all the different categories, we realized that there was, a lot of World Trade Centers that offer this the service of having real estate opportunities. And we thought, well, I think it's time for World Trade Center and Bretagne to look into having the possibility to do that. And with so we're linked in France to the Chamber of Commerce, our local Chamber of Commerce. And so we quickly started looking into offering different meeting rooms and offices for our members. And now we're happy to say that in October 2025, so 3 weeks ago, we have just, opened up to the general public and to our members. So it's great to see how far we've come from the first accreditation that happened in February.
Yeah, amazing. That's great. And this is a good segue to Luciano, because this is a real estate aspect. And Luciano, you are premier accredited in real estate. So just to segue to you, I'd like to hear the experience of going through that process in the application as someone who already does everything, what you learned from it, from taking a step back, if you saw any growth opportunities or just anything that helped solidify what you already do.
Good. Thank you so much for the question, and thank you so much for asking me about this accredited program. I think it's very, very important not only for each World Trade Center to be credited, but also the whole network to be credited. We in a real estate part of it, we are, of course, have many certifications such as LEED Gold, such as WELL, and also Aquamise regarding to water. But I think being certificated by World Trade Center Association is important in order to put the same level as we need in the whole network. So today we have 320 World Trade Centers. I wish everyone is credited, not only in real estate, but also trade services, business club, events, exhibition, and so on. That can give us another level of being, part of the same organization. So it's the whole process, the beginning with the process, the whole process, it's of course a lot of paper, a lot of questions, and this give us a sense that is a serious process. It's not only send the questions, but you have to prove that you did. You have to prove that you are good in real estate. You have to prove a lot of things. So the whole process is very, very serious. It's very well made. And also this gives us opportunity to show to the association and to show other World Trade Centers, which is what kind of real estate we are, what kind of trade services we are providing. So that give us a stamp, but also give us opportunity to show what we are doing.
Thank you. Yeah, I think one of the things that we're trying to accomplish with accreditation is really showing that you are standard bearers and being able to highlight all the services you have. Obviously, like Joanna, I know you're incredibly active in trade. Luciano, you have a very successful business club. So any way that we can get that in front of more eyes and show that you are really at like the highest level of what you're doing, that's what we're trying to do. I'm curious if you've seen any like specific recognition within your own market or in the network that you've seen like a real difference or a benefit from doing the process. I'll let you speak, Joanna.
Thank you. On our end in Rennes, we had a lot of feedback from our members who realized, our leading position in the market for all these business services that we offer, and the trade missions that we happen to do as well. And we got a lot of press as well. Local press were realized the impact that we have, not only on a local field, but really on an at an international level with the World Trade Center Association. So I think that was one of the main things that happened once we were accredited, was the level of reach that we managed to have on the whole of in the whole of Brittany on our activities, and realizing that World Trade Center Rennes-Bretagne is a central pillar in international business in Brittany.
That's so great. What about you, Luciana?
I think there's different levels of recognition. The first level should be our tenants, of course, very, very, they're in the house. The second level will be our club members. We have around 300 club members in our business club. The third or fourth level will be our network, all the 320 World Trade Centers. And one level above that will be our community, the press and the Lisboa area and the Portugal country. So we are being recognized in those several levels And I think this credited program give us a stamp, give us a recognition on those, many levels in terms of community. Of course, this is not only important, but also after, many years working hard on the building, working hard on the business club, working hard on trade services and everything, it's give us knowledge. And of course, people in the network call me out and say, look, how you did it, how we can make it together, how we can make, a trade mission together. So this is give us a more high professional network in the whole levels that I talk about it.
Great, thank you. So I know we're almost done. I just have one last question for both of you, which is I always like to ask someone who's gone through it, what is like one piece of advice that you would like to give someone who is interested in or is just starting the accreditation process? Joanna.
Thank you for that last question. So on my end, I think that it has more to do than just being accredited. I think that it's a real occasion for any World Trade Center to take a step back and to have a fresh new outlook on all their strategic positioning and what they offer to their members, and also take a look back on all that's been done in the last few years to see what needs to be done for the next few years. So it's also a personal occasion to see what's next for their World Trade Center.
Awesome, thank you. Luciano?
Well, I think, first of all, enjoy the whole process. It's very important. Second, once you get done, show everyone in your community, levels of the community, that you made it happen. So not only a lot of work has been done, second, a lot of work in the whole process, but also market what you've been done in the accredited program. So those 3 steps, it's not only one, but 3 steps, I think is very important to everyone.
Very true. Okay, so I'll let you both go. Once again, thank you both so much for talking about the process today. It's so great to hear from 2 different perspectives, even in the same region, but just to hear from your own, career path and your own region and your own World Trade Center, how it's been able to benefit you. So I hope that others can take those and hopefully do accreditation as well. So that is all. Thank you both so much, and we'll see you at the member forum.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to the member forum.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.
And thank you, Aubrey. Thank you, Luciano, and thank you, Joanna, for this insightful interview. Just a reminder before we start the program, we do have live translation services that are available and powered through Wordly. We've dropped that link in the chat. You might have seen it pop up on your screen, but you can grab that and catch up in sessions in your own language. If you're also interested in catching up on sessions from last evening, such as the digital literacy, that is also available for you to rewatch. After the program, you can navigate to the lobby, scroll down, locate the session, click on it, and then you'll have access to the recording as well as the materials. So let's get into it for today. We are excited to go into our Global Cafe, followed by some highlights from the project team. You'll hear from them directly. Then we'll go into WTCA updates on accreditation and the Visionary Awards, followed by countdown to the 2026 GBF in Philadelphia. So welcome to our Global Cafe. Yesterday, we heard from Michael Balanga Gubai, who gave us a candid look into the forces shaping global trade from WTO's perspective. Today, we want to hear from you. So what are you seeing in your region? What are new opportunities or headwinds that you are navigating? And how can we, as a WTCA community, collaborate to adapt and thrive? Our Global Cafe is a space to connect, reflect, and exchange these perspectives. So how does this work? We're going to hope to go into 2 rounds, but at least one round we'll go into with a featured question. We'll randomize a breakout room and put you into groups of 5. We do ask that you designate someone to be the reporter. So when we come back after the 10 minutes in that room, we would want to hear from you, have that person ready to report on the feedback, and so we can go into some exchange of dialogue. So let's begin. We're going to start with the first question. We're going to throw it onto the screen so that you can see it here, but we'll also share it in the breakout room. So the first 2 questions of your choice that you can ask, talk, or discuss in this round will be, what recent global or regional trade development has impacted your WTC business? Or how are your clients responding to today's uncertainty in trade and investment? So those are the 2 questions. You can choose between them, what you prefer as your comfort level to discuss. And we'll send you into your breakout rooms now, and we'll see you back here in 10 minutes. Oren, we're good to go.
Rooms are opening and stopping the.
Okay, what we talked about was global. Can you repeat the question, or can you give me the question so I can maybe capture the screen?
Oren, yeah,
Because-
okay, Oren, maybe it
Yeah,
might be.
if you don't mind, or maybe in the
that.
comments in the chat, or okay.
There it is. It's coming back up on screen.
That's going to be easier. Sorry
Yep,
about that.
there we go. No.
Okay, great. Excellent. All right. So for the first question, what recent global or regional trade development has impacted your WTC business? It was more about changing markets. And for example, Carlos from WTC Barcelona talked to us about the defense market, which is quite new right now. And we do have war operations almost all over the world. And that makes sometimes also, I would say, some opportunity to consider as trade. And that's something maybe a little bit weird, but that's something really, you can feel it, and you can see companies trying to work on R&D on defense, or to get some certification, and to see how they can be more present on new markets. So that can sometimes, well, you can feel it within also WTC members, because companies are exchanging and they want to know what are maybe they want to know, and they want to have maybe some assistance, advice, or consulting, and that's something, yeah, really this part of on defense is really important. The other recent global trade development was probably in Europe, actually, the tariffs, and the tariffs mostly on the US market. Yeah, that's something really impacted local companies and members of our WTC, such as wine companies, for instance, wine production. And that's something really we could feel. And Yvonne from WTC Accra also talked about looking for new markets. Really, there is not much more trades between countries or local countries, but in Accra, Ghana, they are looking also for new markets in Asia, and that's something that makes it it's a new operational service to provide also to members of our WTC. I don't know whether it was good for you, Carlos and Yvonne, but that was what we talked about. Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you, Patricia. Very good. Very good.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you.
Thank you. No, this is great. This is a really good feedback to hear. Anyone else would like to unmute your mic and give an update?
Could Milan speak for our group?
Milan, yes.
On the spot. Thank you, Mr. Joe.
I think I had Mr. Drew and Mr. Navneet Agarwal on the group as well. And I think, you know, the issues is that we all know about the trade tariff issues and how to find workarounds in terms of that, in terms of managing costs, and looking at alternatives and how to bring certain opportunities more closer to home from a manufacturing point of view, and also manage your exports, because one needs to do exports to sell your goods. So opportunity that Mr. Navneet suggested, and I'll bring you in, Navneet, so you can maybe give a bit of background on the opportunity that Waters and Jaipur is doing, is that they work with government to help with those trade policies, to help them get access to other networks. But I think these two questions answer why the Waters Association is so important, because we help other water centers help with other members provide access to networks. So this is really good for the association. It's good to showcase how we can work as a global association to help with regional opportunities with members. But Navneet, maybe you want to summarize that.
I would like to summarize this and add a few points with your kind permission, Mr. Drew. Like, it's apart from finding a good suitable buyer for your product, there are a lot of things when it comes to exports and international markets. For example, when these kind of uncertainties take place, the first thing that gets impacted is the compliance and the intense global competition, and toppled by the financial hurdle, because there are currency fluctuations and your access to credit gets limited. So at times, we do organize a lot of training programs, on Forex, import-export certification. So it keeps them abreast of how to handle such a disruption. We call it disruption, because at times there is poor infrastructure. At times there are logistical issues. There are technological gaps as well. So these kind of training programs and continuous B2B meetings, buyer-seller meetings, various forums that we create, on which we invite, say, for example, bankers and government officials and manufacturers on the other side. So we try to make an effective matchmaking where the expectation of one side is tried, and try to be appraised to another set, which is the government, which obviously is interacting with nations on the other side. So we create a forum, and obviously the WTCA network is very supportive in that, and we have found it very effective, and we reach out to them when there is a requirement. And I was speaking to one of our colleagues in the mentor-mentee session, where we discuss various strategies, how one World Trade Center can assist another World Trade Center, and it was a very effective discussion where we learned that they have certain products which are very much present in our side of the continent as well. So how can we ensure that I'm doing branding for him and he's doing branding for me, and how my buyers are able to find a seller there, and how their buyer is able to find a seller here. So at times these matchmakings do help, and it can be done at no cost. I'm good in my region, you are good in your region, he's good in his region, and nobody knows better than you about your own region. So these kind of informal interactions and information sharing, which we can later on pass on to our members and associates, is definitely going to help. And probably that's the best. And they are very keen in understanding what my colleague from the other part of the world has to say about his own region. And they rely on it because it's the network. They leverage on the strength. So I think in these, because the show has to go on, that's the bottom line. Trade has to happen. We will not stop buying services, good quality products from every part of the world. We want them, and the future generation is more tech savvy. Just we were sitting with some manufacturers. We had this great celebration of Deepavali, a week ago, and you believe that even the smallest article today is served online, and an order is placed. And that's where somebody who never knew logistics, you have the product in just 2 hours. Earlier, it used to get delivered in 2 days, and long back, it used to get delivered in 15 days. It's in 2 hours, you place an order. You're not even able to reach out to market on your own and bring the product which is being served online. So that's how competitive the market is becoming. The availability of products are happening. So we have a buyer on one side, we have a seller on one side, and we have a platform. So I believe that WTCA is that platform which will always continue to do that matchmaking. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, thank you so much, Naveed. Well said, very well said. Showcasing how we can help each other as a network and leveraging that strength. And like you said, the show must go on. So thank you for bringing that perspective.
I will take just another couple of seconds. I'll just share with you, Sharon, that when I talk to manufacturers and MSMEs and SMEs in Rajasthan, Jaipur, and I tell that my chairman, Dr. Vijay Kalanthi in Mumbai, has a certain view about the economy, they hear very patiently. Tomorrow, if I tell my members that I had a word with our chairman, and I was also able to speak with John Drew, and this is what he had to say. Obviously, they have got a first-hand information, from somebody seated in US and having a view of the globe. So look at the impression that I'm able to create by interacting with Mr. Drew.
Absolutely.
So it helps us a lot, and they believe in it.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate that, and as I'm sure Mr. Drew
I told him I get much more from meeting him than he gets from meeting me. So that's
a great exchange, interchange of encouragement all around. Thank you so much. So now that we've heard some perspectives, we are going to shift gears a little bit. The discussions can keep going. So we're not going to be able to get to round two, but we do want to hear from our project team. So the WTCA project team has been hard at work behind the scenes for these past couple months, listening to your feedback, gathering insights, and helping to bring these ideas to life. Some of you might remember that Padlet we sent around earlier in the year asking for your suggestions. Well, the project team listened, they heard, and they were able to crowdsource these topics. So these conversations have really shaped the way the sessions have ran these past few days. So now we're going to go to the project team so we can get started with getting some insights from them. We're going to look to Hassan from WTC Riyadh, WTC Denver, Karen, WTC Bengaluru, Vivek. So here's our project team. We really want to thank you guys for leading this and being able to kind of pull these sessions and topics and making it come to fruition. So we're going to ask you some questions. We're going to start with Vivek. Vivek, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. How did you see this year's theme, Empowering Emerging Voices, come to life during the Member Forum? If you're muted.
Hi, Sharon. Can you hear me?
There you go. Yep, I can hear you now.
Great. Yeah, thanks once again, good evening from India to everyone who have joined today. First of all, let me thank World Trade Centers Association, Mr. Drew, the chair, and the board for this opportunity to be part of the Member Forum project team alongside Karen, Hassan, Astrid, Dan, and Harrison. I should say it's been an incredibly rewarding experience to help shape this year's forum. I should admit that while the project team has worked on the design and structure, the flawless execution has happened from the headquarters, thanks to the dedication and efforts from the HQ team led by Crystal, Marriott, Sharon, Chanel, Fahima, and Aubrey. Their behind the scenes efforts, and I should congratulate, and they have ensured every detail from speaker identification to member engagement, everything was seamless. So kudos to all of you. And now coming back to this question, I think when we had this theme, when we were just curating this theme, the Empowering Emerging Voices, it was something that we thought will resonate very closely with the World Trade Center businesses, which something every World Trade Center business tried to do. Basically to elicit fresh ideas, to showcase diverse expertise, of course, elevate next-gen leaders as brand ambassadors. And I saw it coming to life in a very powerful, but I should say tangible way throughout the forum. We have witnessed active participation from across the WTCA network, including the newer members who actually brought in fresh energy, the power pitches that we had. They have tabled a lot of interesting discussions during the session. Their contributions, whether in the breakout rooms, networking lounges, or the cafes, or the panel discussions, everything has added I should say, a vibrant layer in this entire event. And what was equally inspiring was the re-engagement of the centers. While we had focused on new members and emerging leaders, we should also, we were also thinking of how to reactivate those members, who are not that active in the network. So thanks to the vision of the board and the efforts that we have taken, we have seen that also happening, and that has also materialized. The theme actually resonates with all of them. And we also saw some strong representations from all the regions, be it Africa, Asia Pacific, US, Europe, the Middle East particularly, sharing their unique perspectives. So the forum has created a space for meaningful cross-generational exchange. We have seen younger professionals engaging with seasonal leaders in the mentor-mentee circles. That has been quite a successful one. And I'm really glad that we could put this together. And I could see and I could hear from many of my colleagues also. They say that they have interacted with fellow members, World Trade Center members, and they have learned from these interactions. So that was the whole purpose, and I'm sure that the objective has been met. And another highlight was the informal engagement that has happened beyond the sessions. There's a lot of limitations when it comes to virtual sessions, but all I wanted to tell you is, let not the conversation stop here. Let it continue. Everybody is connected. The HQ team is here to support all of us. So there are interesting ideas that are yet to be shared, I'm sure. So let the energy flow, and the outcomes, I'm sure, will be promising. And I think it was clear that the forum has become a platform for lasting relationships and real impact. Thanks, Sharon.
Thank you, Vivek. That's really helpful and insightful. Really appreciated. And thank you for all your help and assistance on this project team. Next, we're going to go to Karen. Karen, which session or moment stood out most to you and why?
Hello, everyone. First, I also want to just echo, I know we have short time, but the team did a great job of executing this. I know that these online multi-day events take a lot more work and coordination than even in person. So kudos to all of you. Thought it was a really well done event. So, okay, the one session that stood out to me actually was the first one, this navigating investment opportunities in a post-relocation economy. Kudos to Yvonne Bocci of the World Trade Center Accra and Harrison from World Trade Center New Orleans. I thought that was a really interesting session. Yvonne, you've been on the job for 67 days at the World Trade Center, but I felt like you understood our network and the power of our network better than most. So I was really impressed with your comments, your research, and the fact that you highlighted different World Trade Centers and what they're doing around the world. One of the things that Yvonne said was credibility is the new incentive, and facilitation is the new promotion. And I think that goes a long way for showing you guys we are the voice of reason right now when it comes to trade. And we are the credible resource. And we do facilitate connections and trade. And so we can easily carry out that vision that she painted so nicely. I also love the corridor concepts of, green energy technology, kind of being the catalyst of these industry sectors. And I know we've started our sector salon, so that's the beginning of that, I think. And it's exciting to just hear your vision and how Ghana is positioning themselves as being more investable. I just thought it was really well done. If you haven't seen that session, go back and watch the recording. That's been really helpful too, to have every session recorded, and being able to jump on at 10 o'clock at night for me has been great, to see what's going on the other side of the world. So it's been a really nice program. I've gained a lot of insights, and I felt that the sessions were extraordinarily professional and well done. So good job to all of you. So that's my insight.
Thank you, Karen. Really insightful. And yeah, that session, that first panel or fireside chat was really good. It was great to have Yvonne and Harrison kind of exchange that. But thank you so much. Much appreciated. And last but certainly not least, Hassan. What impact do you think this year's forum had on members and their engagement with the WTCA community?
Well, hello everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. First of all, before I jump into the answer, I really want to thank you, Sharon, Christelle, and the whole team for the unbelievable efforts you have done to make this successful. So thank you all from our side. To summarize, you can see the vibe from all the members, to be honest. It has been a real pleasure, to be honest, to participate in the Member Forum project team in specific and in any project in general that serves the vision, the mission, and the brand of the association. If you will allow me to reflect on the impact of this year's forum and how it shaped our engagement, we gather in the heart of global trade and innovation. And this forum has proven to be more than just an event. It has been a catalyst for deeper connections, shared knowledge, and enhanced collaboration among our members. First and foremost, I believe the forum has allowed us to engage in meaningful conversations, exchanging ideas, and transcending borders and cultures. The diversity of the perspectives represented by our members from different sectors, regions, industries, has fostered a rich exchange of ideas. This year, we have seen the importance of staying connected in an increasingly digital and interconnected world. Through innovational discussions, strategic networking, engaging workshops, we've strengthened the very fabric of the WTCA community. And beyond the networking opportunities, the forum has also acted as a platform for members to explore new business prospects, discuss emerging trends, and identify collaborative opportunities. The focus on shared challenges, whether it's navigating global supply chain disruptions, embracing sustainability in trade, has encouraged an open dialogue that fosters mutual learning. We are just not talking about the future of trade, we are shaping it together, I believe. And in terms of engagement, this year's forum has truly redefined what it means to be part of the WTCA community. The feedback from members reflects a renewed sense of purpose and connection. Many have expressed that the interaction here have not been only deepened like existing partnership, but also opened doors to new ventures, business alliances, and potential collaboration. So I believe in the impact of this forum will resonate far beyond these few days which we have spent together so far. It has reminded us that the strength of the association lies in our collective efforts and our willingness to share and our commitment to foster global trade in a way that benefits us all. And if a message I will give to myself and to all of us is that we should encourage ourselves to carry the insights, relationships, and momentum of this forum back to our respective World Trade Centers and communities. And we should continue building on this energy, working together to advance trade, innovation, and prosperity. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Hassan. Yes, let's build on this energy. I love that final point. We're not talking about trade, we're shaping it. We certainly are as a community. Thank you to everyone. Thank you, Astrid. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Hassan. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Vivek, for your time putting this project together with us. It was a pleasure and it was so much fun working with you guys as well. And certainly not the last time we'll be tapping into you for your expertise. Well, thank you, everyone. Up next, we have a powerful look at one of the most important tools available to our members. That's WTCA accreditation. Accreditation isn't just a title, it's a mark of global excellence that builds credibility, strengthens trust, and helps your WTC business stand out. Join me in welcoming Aubrey Ball, Membership Programs Coordinator, who will dive into key updates, resources, and how you can leverage accreditation to grow impact and opportunity. Welcome, Aubrey.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. I'm just going to share my screen. Bear with me just one moment. Does everyone see that?
Yes.
Lovely. Okay, perfect. The World Trade Center Accreditation Program, let me just start my presentation, recognizes the standard bearers in the WTCA network, from world-class facilities and exhibition halls to highly reciprocal and successful trade development programs and bustling business clubs. Accredited members prove themselves to be the best of the best. This year, we've had, since the last member forum, 11 new members joined the fold. So I'm very excited to highlight all of them today. We can go into a program of just talking through them, but I thought as a group, we might have a little bit more fun playing a game together. So we are going to play a little scavenger hunt together. So here we go. So, in this game, Wanda the Cartographer, alias WTC, the notorious international thief, has stolen a priceless item, the WTCA map. Your mission, members, should you choose to accept it, is to track down Wanda and reclaim the map. Wanda loves stealing, but she loves the chase more, so she'll leave you some clues to settle the score. She also loves rhyming, by the way. Wanda may be a thief, but she's known for her taste. To the best and the brightest, she'll go make haste. Within the accredited member, she'll hide, and we'll find her together. We're all on this ride. So I do want to encourage this to be an interactive session. We are honoring our members and celebrating this achievement for all of them. So please feel free to use your emojis, use the chat. You can actually go, if you want to, turn your mic on and celebrate each other. That's a great thing. After every clue, there will be a poll as to what location we are headed to. So please utilize the poll, and we'll see where we're headed through the clues and find the map together. So let's see if she's left us her first clue. Her first clue: if you enter this hall with a cartoon face, you may find yourself in the right place. This World Trade Center member specializes in exhibitions, and I'll give you the map under one condition. Find the World Trade Center that is a mice heaven you'll visit together in 2027. And you'll have a poll here to decide where you think we're headed. I'm really excited to see. All right. Oh, lots of votes coming in. I'll end the poll in 3 seconds. Okay, it looks like a lot of you are headed towards Vietnam, Binh Dong, New City. Let's see if you're right. There's some for Metro Manila and Montevideo, but let's see where she's headed. Ooh. Oh, a lot of you were correct. World Trade Center Binh Dong, New City, which was accredited this January. They were premier accredited with all specializations: trade, commercial real estate and services, business and member services, conferences and exhibitions. And you'll notice in her clue that she talks about having a cartoon face. That's because this year they are hosting the first ever IP and character licensing exhibition. So if you have a costume laying around that you want to trot out, take it to Vietnam. You can see what their exhibition hall is all about before we go there in 2027.
Like Comic-Con in Vietnam.
Right?
I'm ready.
Let's go. It doesn't look like the map is here, but let's see if she's left us another clue. Oh, I sip my chai by the Bosphorus blue with simit in hand and a grander view. In the nation's largest hall I hide, where 100 fairs cross side by side. Over 4 million visitors from around the globe have visited this hall yearly, where I keep my trove. And we'll go to a poll to see if we know where she's headed. All right. Lots of answers. A lot of them are looking spot on. Let me... World Trade Center Istanbul. You're all very correct. They were just premier accredited last month. And and they were premier accredited in commercial real estate and services and conferences and exhibitions. As I mentioned, they are the largest hall in Turkey, but they will also be adding a 40,000 square meter hall complex to add to their already large exhibition space and their 3 towers plus 2 hotels. So if you are looking for a place to host, Turkey is the place to go. It looks like the map's not here, but let's find out. Left a clue. By flowing waters, calm and grand, a garden of ideas takes its stand. Glass towers rise where trade runs deep. I'm hiding where the currents keep. In 3,000 square meters of shared sky gardens, in co-working spaces and art installations, this accredited member masters the art of work-life integration. This one's a little bit of a tough one. See if it comes up. Is there a poll here? Looks like our poll is, there it is. This one's a little bit of a tricky one, I think. Oh, pretty even votes. I'll give it 5 more seconds, see if we're hot on our trail or not. Pretty even, equal amongst all 3, World Trade Center, Taipei, Suzhou, or Kochi. That was a rhyme. Also, I just want to note that everyone who is listed in all of these polls is an accredited member, whether this year or before. So it looks like we're at even votes for this. So let's see where we're actually going. Some of you got it right. World Trade Center Suzhou, premier accredited last year after the Member Forum in trade development, conferences and exhibitions, and business and member services. They have a 100 flexible workspace, the Sphere, and they also have a beautiful garden and art installations. It's a beautiful place, but it is unfortunately not where a map is. So let's see if she's left us a clue here. The Arabian sands of time are running out, but the newest accredited member is what it's all about. To strengthen ties from west to east, this World Trade Center business never does the least. Find me where buildings crowd the sky. This premier accredited member keeps its standards high. This one might be tricky. Let's see if we have a poll ready. Ooh. All right. A lot of votes for World Trade Center Riyadh. Very good. Let's see if that's where our map is. A lot of you are correct. World Trade Center Riyadh, who was just accredited, premier accredited last week in trade development and business and member services. So let's all give a special round of applause, especially to the Riyadh team who's just joined the ranks of the members who are premier accredited, especially obviously Hassan, who we just had on our project team and is now part of our board. We're very excited to have World Trade Center Riyadh in our accredited members. But we do not, unfortunately, have the map. But we do have another clue from Wanda. The map waits here if you're feeling bold, born where code and commerce blend, in a coastal state where palms ascend, green-powered halls with platinum gleam, where giants of business chase their dream. In a special economic zone, its rise began, a beacon of trade in the heart of Kerala's span. This is a tricky poll. All of the members who are listed in this poll are from the same brigade group, and they are all premier accredited. So let's see if you guys get it right. Pretty even votes on this. It could be any one of the 3. I'll end this poll and find out. Pretty even. All right, so 43% say World Trade Center Kochi. That seems to be the highest. So let's find out if we are going to Kochi or not. You were right, World Trade Center Kochi. Premier accredited earlier this year in January in all 4 specializations. They are part of an IT special economic zone that houses global giants like IBM, KPMG, and Xerox. And they are obviously part of the same group with Chennai and Bengaluru, who are also Premier accredited, which is very exciting. We're excited to have them, but we unfortunately are not excited by the fact that they do not have the map. So the chase continues. Let's see where we're headed next. I'm headed beneath the big sky's glare where trade winds mingle with mountain air. I bridge small dreams to markets wide from a campus where bright minds collide. Break for elk, they'll mark the way to the place I've chosen to hide today. We'll see if you guys can get this one whenever it comes up. There we go. Give it couple more seconds for votes. All right, a lot of you are very, this is great. So it looks like 83% of you think that we are headed to Montana to see the elk. Let's find out if you are correct. Let me close this out. Sorry about that. You are correct. Montana World Trade Center, which was our first accredited member of the year. 81% of you guessed that correctly. They were Premier accredited earlier this year. Sorry about this, little technical difficulty.
Hi, this is Danny from World Trade Center, Montana. Thanks for highlighting us. That's our campus where our office is right there.
Oh, lovely. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. And the football stadium, American football, is right below that M on that mountain.
Oh, okay. World Trade Center Montana is, as he mentioned, actually part of a university. We have a few World Trade Centers that are part of university systems. So they work hand in hand with the University of Montana. They were Premier accredited in trade development and business and member services. They're also a designated U.S. tech hub, and they work especially strong in the foreign direct investment. And they do a lot of export services, which one interesting one is wildlife firefighting as an export, which sounds incredibly Montana to me.
All correct.
Thank you for joining us, and congrats
Yep.
on your accreditation.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Unfortunately, Danny, no map there. But let's see if we have it somewhere else. I followed the scent of butter and flair through cobbled streets and markets rare, where galettes often sweeten the day and global ideas always find their way. France is first to earn the seal. I hide where pastry and trade appeal. This one might be one that we could get pretty easily, I hope. Or at least get pastries pretty easily. We have a poll up yet. Okay, a lot of pretty equal votes. I think it was pretty clear what country that we're headed to, but it could be one of two options. So it looks like pretty split between Rennes Breton and Marseille Provence. Let's see where we're headed. World Trade Center Rennes Breton, who is Premier accredited in business and member services and trade development. And they do have a pastry school that is a part of their complex, which is very exciting. I know that their team is unfortunately not here today, but they're incredibly active in the network, as you know, and we did have a conversation with Joanne and Luciano earlier in the day, so you got to hear a little bit about the process for them. So definitely a great member to know, especially if you enjoy a good pastry, which I don't know anyone who doesn't. While they do have amazing croissants, they do not have the map. So let's see. My last known stop, a hub so bright where ideas spark from day to night. 300 leaders steer the scene in conversations sharp and keen. Since 22, their visions meet, or pastel di natas, success tastes sweet. Where could we be headed? Lots of votes for Lisbon. And some for Trieste, that's great. It sounds like, just like Rennes Breton, a lot of you know your pastries very well. Which is a thing we should all know pretty well, right? So let's see if most of you are right. Are we headed to Lisbon? You're correct. World Trade Center Lisbon, which was premier accredited last year with all 4 specializations. They host over 12 events every month with over 300 C-suite executive members and counting. I know they're a very active business club, and a lot of you have already started to reach out to them about their model. So they'll continue to grow and continue to spread the good word about business clubs and pastel de natas. But unfortunately, they will not be doing it with the map. Where deserts meet, the seas embrace, I hide within a bustling place. Trade and trust flow hand in hand, linking hearts from every land. Here, the Middle East and Africa convened to share, to grow as partners dreamed. We do have a little hint of where we might be headed. Wait for the poll to come up. This one could be tricky. Could be probably not Taipei. That may have been a little bit of a stretch, but we'll see. All right. 77% of you seem to think that we are headed to the north of Africa. So let's find out if we are. 72% of you said World Trade Center Algiers. That sounds like a reasonable place for us to go, and it is correct. World Trade Center Algiers was accredited last December after the Member Forum. They were premier accredited in trade development and business and member services. And as I just mentioned, they were the hosts of the first World Middle East and Africa Conference, which I know went incredibly well for that region. So we're excited that they are part of the accredited members now. Unfortunately, they do not have the map either. But 600 events, the world's convene, where trade and sport fills the scenes. I'm hiding high, go on, just try. 20 seconds up where the sea meets the eye. Let's see where you think that we're headed for the map. She's quite tricky. She is going a lot of places. Any votes? Oh. Okay, pretty even. So Marseille seems to have the highest number of votes at 48%. That seems reasonable. Let's see if that's where we're headed. Oh, sorry about that. Marseille, Provence. They were premier accredited earlier this January as the second member in France in business and member services and conferences and exhibitions. A lot of you have visited there because you came to the GBF this year, which had over 400 attendees. They also host 72 courses of yoga and Pilates in the last year. And they also have a specific co-working space for sports startups. And if you weren't able to enjoy it in Marseille when you were there, they do have the Sky Center, which takes 20 seconds to go to the top and has an observatory of the entire city, which is amazing. Let's see if maybe the map is here. Doesn't look like it. In the nation's heart where flags all gleam, trade and ideas power the dream. From grand expos to meetings small, I'm hiding here, I've seen it all. Where deals are struck and futures call, catch me beneath the capital's thrall. Let's see if we know where we're headed here. Okay. It seems we are all in a consensus of where this one is headed. So 96% of you seems to think that we are headed to Washington, D.C. Let's find out. World Trade Center, Washington, D.C. They were just premier accredited in business and member services, conferences and exhibitions, commercial real estate and services, and trade development. We did have a conversation with Namal and Allison on Monday about their process. So if you were not able to catch that, you can find that on the Resource Center, but they are one of our newest accredited members. Sorry.
Thank you very much. If I take a minute, Aubrey.
Yes, please,
thank you
go
so
for
much
it.
for helping us through the process, and we are in order to have had this recognition, and and also we see the participation in this forum is it's a new experience for me. So we look forward to meeting you all again. Thank you. Have a good day.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
It was wonderful working with you, Namal, especially with such a big team. It was great to see how you all worked together on that.
Thank you.
Of course. And even more exciting, you had the map. We have been able to retrieve the map from Wanda, the cartographer, that little thief. What a scamp. We have the map back. We've all won. That's very exciting. Oh, maybe it's the end. It looks like she might be headed somewhere else after. We'll see. But in the meantime, I'm going to stop sharing just to have a moment to be able to say congratulations to all of the members who were accredited this year. I hope that you learned a little something fun about each of them. I know they all do very serious work, and we know that the accreditation process can be a grueling process. It can be something that we take very seriously, but we also like to give them a little bit of fun shout out so that we can find out the things that they're working on that are very interesting. So I will leave you now, but I do want to mention that if you are interested in accreditation, you can please reach out to me at any time and we'll talk about it. And I might reach out to you anyways, whether you want me to or not, because I think you're all capable of it. And I want to see the program grow and grow. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your cooperation. And I hope you enjoyed. And from here, I'm going to send it over to Fahima to talk about our Visionary Awards.
Thank you, Aubrey.
Fahima, before you start, I apologize. One quick sec. Francisco, I've been sending you a message. Can you just check that really quickly? I need to go into a breakout room.
Yep.
I apologize for interrupting.
Yep,
Go ahead.
bringing you over now.
All right, thank you. As Aubrey mentioned, she's not done yet. She stole something else. What could she have stolen?
We're inserting a drum roll right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Don't forget to share your sound. Share your sound.
share my sound. Share sound. Okay. Just want to make sure that the video is there. Perfect. So the submission categories are missing, and we're 7 minutes away from answering who's the winner of the Visionary Awards. We need your help. You'll all be put into breakout rooms, but first up, you need to find the files itself. So I'm going to enter it in the chat. Ariane, can you put people in breakout rooms? I sent you a chat.
Yeah, I gotta wait till Sharon is done with their tests. And then we go open up the breakout room. Her, Denzel, and the other folks went into a breakout room temporarily.
Okay. While we do that, let's start, while we wait for them, let's start the escape room a bit. I'm gonna show you, and then you all put in the chat or unmute your mic and take a guess where you think the files are going to be. So we're gonna start. Okay, we're in Tom Levy's office, and we lost the submission files. So where do you think it is?
I see people thinking. Ooh.
The cabinet.
Logical, quite logical.
Logical. Well, you all are correct. It's there. But we'll wait till you get into your breakout room so you can work together and find out and crack the code. Is it possible to push everyone in the breakout rooms?
Let me go into the test run to make sure that they're done with whatever Sharon was working on. So give me 5 seconds.
And maybe Fahima, while he's doing that, do we want to give a little clue of what the Visionary Awards are?
Yes.
A little teaser?
Little teaser. So the Visionary Awards are relaunched of the previous Champion Awards. There are 8 categories. The first 4 categories are available for WTCA members to win, while the second set of categories, which are Room 2, is available for WTCA members and their affiliated companies. So you are going to read submissions, and then you're going to match them to which category you think it is. So we just have the submissions. We just lost which category is. Somebody had too much fun at the regional terminal market, reading terminal market at the welcome reception, just lost them all. I'll just put the room, just keep this room saved. This link saved before you enter into your breakout rooms.
Hey, Fahima, they're on the way back.
Okay.
Could you please make Denzel a co-host, please?
Yeah.
It's gonna be Denzel, Tom, and Thomas.
And Tom, I'm sorry, both of you, all 3 of them, I'm sorry. Okay, everyone is back. Let me get the breakout rooms quickly created. Just let me know once you add them as co-hosts and I'll get everything sorted.
Denzel. All right, I made them all co-host.
Okay, setting up the breakout rooms now.
Have fun. Good luck.
Opening up now.
Okay.
I'm happy to see that a lot of you have actually figured it out. What's the number?
22.
22. April 22, the day of the gala dinner where the Visionary Awards will be launched. What was the difficulty level? Put it in the chat. Easy, hard.
I don't want to sound too confident, but our team did fantastically well. So yeah, we didn't find it difficult.
That's amazing. Anyone found it very difficult?
We found it difficult just to master the technology to get into the questions. But we did it. We did it with a lot of help.
Okay, sounds good. So you got a glimpse of the WTCA Visionary Awards. Now I'm gonna give you the full picture. You already know what are some good submissions. Now I'm gonna explain into details what is the Visionary Awards. All right, I'm gonna share my screen again. So if you were in last night's session, you might have already gotten a glimpse as well. All right. Thank you again for joining us in the WTCA Visionary Awards session. Under the Visionary Awards, there are 2 categories. One is the core pillars that are open to WTCA members are available to receive this award, and it includes various categories, including business clubs, conference and exhibitions, real estate, trade development. And then we have strategic impact, which is submissions can be submitted for WTCA members, sorry about that, and affiliated companies. So under that category, it includes digital innovation, marketing and media, partners in progress, sustainability, and resilience. All right, so The first category was business clubs. How many of you have business clubs, a project related to business clubs? Spread a reaction, use the comment box, raise your hand. We want it to be as interactive as possible. Perfect. I see a few in the chat saying that they have business clubs. That's great because our first category is business clubs, and this year's theme is networks that empower. Under this award, it's about all of the projects that create spaces where people can grow, innovate, and lead. Okay, now which World Trade Center's businesses have worked on projects related to conferences and exhibitions? Madonna said that they have in Cairo and Egypt. Madonna, can you go talk about like how many people have attended that event? If you can unmute or say it in the chat.
This is the interactive part of the game, so feel free, Madonna, to unmute yourself. But that's great to hear. You have business clubs. Anyone else want to jump in? You can start to populate your answer in the box too.
Well, we have an award for that, and this year's award theme is Engines of Economic Growth. It highlights how World Trade Center business events create platforms for cross-border collaboration, knowledge sharing, deal making with real outcomes like jobs, investments, and lasting partnerships. And what about real estate projects? Anyone launch one recently? Well, if you did, because that's perfect, that fits with our real estate award with the theme this year, which is Spaces That Connect. This recognizes projects that show how World Trade Center's facilities bring people, businesses, and communities together and act as a cultural anchor in their region. And the last category under the core pillar category, the last award under the core pillar category is our Trade Development Award with the theme Catalyst to Prosperity. This celebrates projects that use trade services to break down barriers, create new routes to global markets, and strengthen local economies. And you can view more details on each award category in the nomination guidelines. Okay, now for the Strategic Impact Award. This category allows World Trade Center businesses and affiliated businesses to submit projects. Whose World Trade Center business recently created a project that improved accessibility? Because this year's theme is for digital innovation, improving accessibility.
And you can just go ahead and throw some emojis in if any categories apply to you. So I know it's difficult to unmute yourselves as we're moving through the slides. Just throw some emojis up. What's the next category?
But this one highlights how technology remove barriers, connect communities, and make global opportunities more inclusive and attainable. And as you know, AI is part of everybody's work environment. So how did you use AIs? How did you use AIs to create an app or make it transformative? Did your World Trade Center business ever do a marketing project where you shifted your tactic and it just worked well? In an earlier panel, Denzel mentioned how just by changing the name of an event had a great impact. So we want to highlight projects like that. The Marketing and Media Award theme is Rewriting the Script. It highlights projects that move beyond traditional marketing and media tactics to deliver authentic, audience-first narratives that inspire loyalty and action. And how many of your World Trade affiliated companies worked with you in the project last 2 years? Or how many World Trade Center business worked with another World Trade Center business in the last 2 years? I feel like everyone in this room can raise their hand because it applies to them. And we have an award just for that. Partners in Progress, driving solutions to global issues. It will highlight the critical need in addressing global challenges, the solution they provide, the measurable outcomes achieved in trade, investment, or community impact. Now, the final award.
We got a few people from Savannah and Accra that noted that this applies to them. So looking forward to that.
That is great. Now the final award. If anyone recalls from the game or take a guess.
Put in drum roll. Here we go.
It is sustainability and resilience, with this year's award theme impacting the community. It highlights projects that show how your World Trade Center business demonstrated leadership in sustainability and resilience to build long-term value and leave a positive legacy in your community. Okay, so now what do you win? Everybody loves to win. So awardees will receive on-stage trophy recognition at the 2026 WTCA GBF Gala Dinner. As you know, by the code 22, it's on April 22nd, 2026. You also receive one complimentary ticket to any 2027 WTCA event of your choosing, including GBF, regional conference, or member forum. Opportunity to be featured in WTC publication, the WTC website, via media outreach and social media campaigns throughout 2026. Access to the Visionary Awards winner promotional assets such as digital badges, templates, new releases, and more. You're doing amazing things at your World Trade Center business and helping your affiliated companies, and we want to get that recognized, and this is the perfect way to do that. All submissions through the application portal are open, free of charge to all WTCA members and their business networks. The Visionary Awards recognize projects that have been active within the last 2 years, so 2023 to 2025, though they may be a part of a longer term initiative. So the application opens November 1st, so mark that on your calendar, and it goes on till February 8th, 2026. And then February 16th to March 19th is when the jury review applications. March 30th are when finalists are notified, and April 2022, as you know, is when we will announce the winners. I have provided QR codes of the application portal and the nomination guidelines if you want to scan that. We can also insert links as well, as you can see in the chat. And then the 2026 WTCA member catalog is another way that we want to empower the work that you did. Our first member catalog did so well. If anyone can take a guess on how many visits we had.
You can just throw some numbers in the
Throw
chat.
some numbers in the chat.
A lot. We're gonna say the silence says a lot. 1,000 plus. Chanel.
Yeah.
Did we do that?
Yeah. So it hit almost 1,000 visits, and with the average read time of 7.5 minutes. It inspires businesses, amplifies your initiatives, and gets the recognition you deserve. So we decided the perfect way to celebrate that is launching another 2026 WTCA member catalog that is also launching at the 2026 WTCA GBF. So we are going to email you with some requests for those members who already submitted onto the WTCA catalog. We're going to ask you to update your bio if needed, update any events that you listed from your previous edition, add a short note on the work your World Trade Center business is doing to impact the community, provide a logo of your license holder, because we feel like it's important not to just highlight your World Trade Center, but your license holder as well. And if your World Trade Center is not currently included in the catalog, we encourage you to submit information so you can be featured. And then we have the sector salons that is being held on November 13. We're having engaging conversations about agribusiness, so we hope that you all will also be there. Thank you so much. I hope you learned a lot. Let me stop sharing.
Thank you, Fahima. This has been fantastic. And to everyone that's here today, we can't wait to see your submissions because we know that these categories are right in your wheelhouse. So let's show the world what WTCA members can do when they think big, act boldly, and lead with purpose. Thank you so much for this, Fahima. This was a great segue into our last session of the day. We want to turn into the future now as a city known for shaping the past. Join us for a countdown to the 2026 WTCA Global Business Forum in Philadelphia. WTCGP will take you behind the scenes from local insights to global opportunities. Whether you're attending, a sponsor, or bring in a delegation, now is the time to learn how to get involved. And don't worry, we're going to open that floor up for you to ask questions later to Tom, and Denzel. Allow me now to introduce Thomas Young, President and CEO of World Trade Center Greater Philadelphia, and the proud host of the 2026 WTCA GBF. Tom, welcome.
Thank you, Sharon. And I just also want to thank Crystal, Chanel, Fahima, Aubrey, the entire team for having us here today and having me on this platform today. So thank you for that. As Sharon said, we are introducing our theme for this Global Business Forum. Oh, can you all see?
We got, yeah.
Okay, there we go. As you can see, we are presenting our theme for 2026's Global Business Forum, which is Historic Foundations, Future Collaborations, Cultivating New Business Frontiers. And what we're doing is we are paying tribute to the past while also looking into the future. One thing that is great about Philadelphia is that we are the city that found democracy. So we celebrate every 4th of July, which is our Independence Day, to a top tier as a top tier event that we host every year. Just talking, we are the 4th iteration of the Global Business Forum, and we're looking at our predecessors at what they've done as some of the wonderful examples for us. But we're also looking to build upon that, where we can leave everyone from the GBF feeling like they've gotten a lot out of GBF, whether it's business engagement, whether it's cultural engagement, or whether it's just learning something new or something different about Philadelphia. We want to make sure that you leave Philadelphia with a sense of who we are, the pride that we possess, and the wonderful business opportunities that we have. And then we also want to make sure that we leave off a great impression before handing it off to our friends at Vietnam. So what we want to do now is just take a moment and watch a video that we prepared that just talks a little bit and shows a little bit about Philadelphia. So we'll let that play now.
Trade is good for business, good for workers, good for Pennsylvania, and it is key to our future economic strategy in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Thank you for showing that video. And as we wait for the slideshow to appear again, I just want to ask a quick question for everyone. If you know anything about Philadelphia, whether it's food that's from here, movies that are from here, anything at all that you know about Philadelphia, just quickly type it into the chat. We're just curious to know what people know about Philadelphia. As I talk about, some of Philadelphia, I'm just curious to see what people know or what people think about Philadelphia. So as we go along, we'll check the chat, but just let us know. Yeah, the Eagles. I see the Eagles already popped up. I love that. That's one of the main things we see. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about Philadelphia as a whole. So first and foremost, we are a city of first in the United States. So when we're talking about U.S. World Heritage City, when we're talking about the first zoo in the United States, the first hospital, and the first U.S. Capitol, that's some of the things that we've helped start within the United States. We also hosting, just to give a little bit more about what we're doing in Philadelphia, we are hosting we are one of the city hosts for the 250th birthday of America. Many of you from around the world look at 250 years as a drop in the bucket. For us, it's the next milestone for our country. And like I said, 1776 is when we created. We're looking at 2026, but we're also looking at 2036, 46, and 2056 as some of the future of what we're doing here in Philadelphia. Some of the other events that we're hosting next year in 2026, along with the 250th birthday, we're hosting the FIFA World Cup. We're one of the host cities for that. Our first games start on June 11th for FIFA World Cup, so we'll have a chance to see some of the stadiums that will be hosting the World Cup for us, and then you'll see some of the preparation that we have as some of our cultural visits as well to see what we're doing to prepare for the World Cup. We also have the MLB All-Star Game, which will be here next year as well, alongside the PGA Tour Players Championship. So we have a lot of things going on in Philadelphia when it comes to celebrating, whether it's some type of milestone for our country, some type of milestone for sports, or something like us celebrating a business conference that's bringing in the international community. So understanding that Philadelphia is a hotbed for 2026, and we plan on taking full advantage of it. One of the things that we're also doing as part of our cultural tour is looking at our mural arts program. We have the largest public art space in the world out of any city, and we're looking to set up right now. We're having conversations with our mural arts program about having some cultural tours because they have a walking distance for some of the mural arts there. We have over 4,000 murals in Philadelphia, and it's been since 1986. So we're talking 40 years. We've created 4,000 murals in Philadelphia. So really understanding how dynamic our cultural scene is. Now get into some of the factual points about Philadelphia as a whole. So we are the sixth largest city in the United States with 1.6 million people within our city limits, but in our metropolitan region, it's 6 million people. So we're talking about Philadelphia and the surrounding counties and part of New Jersey and part of Delaware as well. Our location to New York is 90 miles from New York. So understanding that we're less than 2 hours from New York and 140 miles from DC. So we're less than 2 hours from DC as well. But we also have things in driving distance as well. When we're talking about Delaware, we have the World Trade Center Delaware. Carla, I believe I saw Carla on a little bit ago. We have Delaware that's in driving range with us. We also have Baltimore that's within driving range of us as well. Boston is also in driving range, but more than likely, most people fly to Boston, but you can also get to Boston from Philadelphia as well, driving. And we are now, just get a little quick highlight about our ports. As told by the World Bank in 2024, we've had the most productive port in North America for efficiency. Our Philip Port, which is the anchor institution for our ports, just purchased 152 acres of land to expand our port. So we're looking to bring in new businesses and manufacturing and other industries to populate our port. And we also have the largest refrigerated port in the United States. So over 70% of our containers have some type of refrigeration to it. So we bring in a lot of the produce that is distributed throughout the Northeast section of our country. And we will have port tours during the Global Business Forum as well. So you'll be able to take a glance at our port. And they'll also show a presentation of the expansion that they're doing right now and some of the great work that they've already done and give idea of what our port has to offer to you and some of your members as well. Another highlight from our port, we just dredged our river down to 45 feet, which allows for the largest ships possible to come into Philadelphia. And we're in the process of dredging down to 50 feet as well. And what that helped do for us is now that we can bring in ships that can go to New York or go to Los Angeles just as big as ships that are just as big that goes to those ports can now come to Philadelphia port, which it was not able to do in the past. And we have no restrictions on our shipping side. So we're also getting a cruise line, a Norwegian cruise line is coming to Philadelphia as well, for Philadelphia to be one of the stops for the Norwegian line. Just a little bit about our airport. American Airlines consider our airport the gateway to Europe for them. And we have multiple flights that go to Europe on a daily basis. We also have 500,000 square feet of cargo space at our airport, and it is expanding right now. The first 2 quarters of 2025, there was over 270 kilotons of cargo that came out of our airport, out of our airport, not even our seaport, but just talking about our airport. So understanding the volume that our airport does on a daily basis as well is key. So I will go with it. So again, historic foundations, future collaborations. We are positioning GBF in the sense of understanding the dynamic global business hub that Philadelphia is, being planted within 2 hours of New York, 2 hours driving and 2 hours train of DC as well. We want to be able to showcase that, but also showcase some of our industry strengths that we have, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So again, I'll get into the industries that we have of strength, but we want to showcase that as well, while also celebrating the diversity that we have here when we're talking about our culture, when we're talking about cross-sector collaboration, when we're talking about the different diasporas that are in Philadelphia, or the different areas that are in Philadelphia that we can highlight, whether it's a Koreatown that we have, a Chinatown, we have the Italian market in our South Philly section, and then we have Africatown that we're building up in our Southwest Philadelphia section. Understanding that we celebrate on a yearly basis the different diasporas and the different cultures that we have here in Philadelphia. And we also leverage this to entice businesses from around the world to come to Philadelphia, because there may be some links to the diaspora that is here in Philadelphia. Now, just getting into some of our priority sectors. Looking at food and agriculture right now, just talking about Pennsylvania as a whole, we are one of the nation's leading states when it comes to agriculture. We are #1 in the U.S. in mushroom production. We're #2 in the U.S. in direct-to-consumer farm sales. And we're #6 in the country when it comes to dairy production. So as you can see, we have some of the leading industries that export around the world, but also that stays here right at home. We also have a rapid growth in our wine and spirit industry right now. And we have grapes that are produced here in Pennsylvania that a lot of our wine producers use to make wine, but we also import grapes as well from obviously different parts of the country and different parts of the world. Excuse me. Philadelphia's culinary reputation shines as well on a national stage when we're talking about food. We are the home of the James Beard Award-winning restaurants. We have multiple restaurants that have won James Beard Awards over the last 3, 4, 5 years. We also are famous for some of our iconic dishes, which I've seen. I think I've seen 1 or 2 in the chat. Excuse me. When we're talking about cheesesteaks, when we're talking about soft pretzels, when we're talking about water ice, these are things that Philadelphia is known for and is a staple for. When we're talking statewide, we are known as the snack capital of the world. We produce over $3 billion in snack sales each year, with it going over $3 billion in 2025. So just to give you a little heads up, when you come to Philadelphia for the Global Business Forum, you will not be hungry while you're here, and we will not let you leave hungry as well. So we look forward to feeding you some of our great food that we have here in Philadelphia. Our higher education is also second to none as well. In our region, we have over 100 colleges and universities, and we also have over 100,000 annual graduates. And we play host to over 20,000 foreign students every year. So really understanding that our universities are one of the backbone industries that we have here in Philadelphia's region and Pennsylvania. Part of that, we have 2 Ivy League universities that are here. and 8 Tier 1 research institutions, which are institutions that does some type of research, medical research. And talking about medical research, this is one of the leading life sciences, is another leading industry. Just talking about the universities that do the research right now. We are recognized as a U.S. hub for cell and gene therapy and biotech innovation as well. So also understanding where life sciences sits in Pennsylvania and Philadelphia. Philadelphia is ranked 4th in the United States in life sciences hub, in life sciences clusters, I should say. We have 15 major health systems here. We have over 1,200 life sciences companies here. So when we're talking about research, when we're talking about health, when we're talking about innovation and advancing some of these things, this is what Philadelphia is really known for. We've also been ID'd as a hub of cell and gene therapy and innovation. So 80% of the global pharma companies that are present today have some type of presence in our region, whether it's in Philadelphia or the immediate surrounding counties. So really understanding where we sit there. We also have over 1,200 life sciences companies here, including Gentel, which is which is our member company of the year that we are highlighting this year, who is the largest vertically integrated wound care company in the world. So understanding where that sits, but we also have Sparks Therapeutics, who developed the first ever FDA approved gene therapy for a genetic disease in the United States. So life sciences is here. It's anchored by medical devices. It's anchored by advanced manufacturing as well, which leads me into my next priority sector that I want to talk about. Is we have a strong base across biopharma, chemicals, plastics, and food when we're talking about manufacturing. We have major players here that includes Boeing, DuPont, Lockheed Martin, and Pfizer. We just had a major investment from Hanway, which was a $5 billion infrastructure investment into our port with Philiport. And Hanway is a major South Korean conglomerate that decided to come to Philadelphia and invest in Philadelphia. And we were once known as the workshop of the world, once upon a time. So today we're trying to earn some of that title back through innovation, through collaboration, and through investment. When we're talking about going to my final sector, when we're talking about innovation and technology, we anchor some of the most dynamic innovation and tech sectors, companies that are here in Philadelphia, that is headlined by Comcast. We're constantly ranked among the top U.S. in startup, in the top in the United States for startup ecosystems, especially in life sciences, internet and software, and e-commerce. Our Philadelphia Navy Yard, which you'll hear more about shortly, is a cornerstone of this growth for us. It serves as an incubator for advanced manufacturing, tech, and life science innovation. Yes. Just to give you a quick understanding of some of the partners that we deal with. So we have our major fundraising dinner tomorrow, where we highlight a lot of our global leaders, our local leaders that are doing things globally, whether it's private sector or public sector. We're kicking off our 2026 year tomorrow with our World Trade Centers Day event. And these are the companies that are sponsoring this event tomorrow for us. Some of the folks that you may be interested in talking to at the Global Business Forum, like KPMG, like Morgan Lewis, like Comcast, NBC Universal. These are some of the globally recognized leaders that we have in our industry. Now, for our business engagement, we have multiple subcommittees for our Global Business Forum. And thank you, Chanel, for putting register for the Global Business Forum in the chat again for us. But for our Global Business Forum, for one of our subcommittees, we have 5 subcommittees as we prepare for the Global Business Forum in April of next year. One of our subcommittees is our Business Engagement Committee. And as you can see, we have some of the top tier universities and companies that are in our region on here as well, that is helping us galvanize some of the business community here in Philadelphia to be prepared for when you all come to Philadelphia. Life Sciences PA, as one of them, which is our statewide trade association for all of our PA life science industry. We have Sandmeyer Steel, which is one of our member companies, which has the largest steel reserve in the I believe in the world. It's either the United States and the world or the world. Don't quote me on that. And then we have Temple University, which is one of our leading universities in the area. We do a lot of work with them, and they have a program under their business department called Cyber, where they deal specifically with international students, where we get a lot of our interns that intern in our office. And we even converted one of the interns. Yeah, I see we have a Temple fan. Hey, Yvonne, I see you're a Temple fan over there. One of our new employees, her name is Emma Copeland. You'll meet her at the GBF. She is one of the products that came from Temple that went through the internship program with us, then came on as a paid intern, and then eventually came on as a hiree for us, and now she's full time as a employee for the World Trade Center Greater Philadelphia. So with that, I want to turn over the presentation to Tom Levy so he can talk a little bit more about the Global Business Forum in detail. Tom?
Yeah, thanks, Thomas. And I hope you guys enjoyed hearing a little bit about more of our home. You know, Thomas and I both grew up here. We're very passionate about Philadelphia. We're looking forward to welcoming the world here next year to find out why we love it, and so that we can show off a little bit and also bring people together for what we expect to be a really impactful couple of days of discussion and collaboration. You know, Thomas told you a little bit about the celebrations that we're having here next year for the 250th. I wouldn't be a former history teacher if I didn't, you know, acknowledge that in 1776 in Philadelphia, the U.S. Declaration of Independence was in itself a conversation around trade. It was about opening up trade, getting out from under the yoke of Great Britain, and the primary grievance in that was trade. So it's a fitting celebration next year to have the GBF as part of the 250th celebration. For those of you that may not have attended a GBF in the past, we're going to be following a similar format in Philadelphia. We will be welcoming the board for their meetings on Saturday and Sunday, and then we will kick off kind of the general program for all those involved on Sunday night at one of my favorite Philadelphia landmarks. I'll get to that in a later slide. But the bulk of the conference will be Monday to Wednesday. We'll be featuring a keynote from our governor, Josh Shapiro. You heard a little bit of him in the video that we showed. Governor Shapiro, those 5 pillars that Thomas laid out, which will be the 5 pillars for GBF, are all in line with his economic plan for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And he is very supportive of what we're doing here next year, and what we're doing to highlight Pennsylvania, but Greater Philadelphia primarily as a global trade hub. As Thomas also mentioned, we plan on inheriting what we got from Accra, Bengaluru, Marseille, the other previous GBFs under this current model, and looking at what worked and what we want to kind of build off in terms of how we deliver content to those attending. We will be replicating the real estate summit that happened at Marseille. There's a project team put together by WTCA to start kind of planning that out to address those that are really dialed in on the real estate portion of what we do, but then also the content sessions around topics in trade, both along with the pillars and whatever's topical at the moment, which we're obviously going to plan as we get closer to it to make sure that you're getting the most up to date. We'll be featuring not only traditional panels, but also some more intimate discussions one-on-one, like a fireside chat, probably some TED Talk style. And this is where we're looking to our network, as we tend to do, to say, if there's somebody in your circle, wherever your business is set up, that you think would be a good speaker, a good content provider, a voice we'd want in this, please let us know. We have our Rolodex, a term I've been told by our Gen Z colleagues I need to stop using. We have our, I guess, networks that we're activating, but we want voices from around the network to be involved. So please let us know if there are content providers that you want. We will obviously be following up and doing the B2B matchmaking. Please don't just bring yourself, bring along some of your business members. Those B2B matchmaking the last few years have been really effective and have yielded some really impressive relationships and business deals. And we want to build off that. We'll be using the same platform we did last year. So if you use that or saw some of your peers or other World Trade Centers using it, we will be doing that as well. And we will be bringing back the workshops in some capacity, probably less regional than we saw in Marseille, but probably more aligned with industry sectors. So again, if you have content providers for workshops or things that we may be putting together that you would be interested in introducing us to or bringing along, please let us know. And we will also be, as Thomas mentioned, there are a couple sites, businesses. I'll talk about later some of the areas like our Navy Yard that he mentioned, and also other campuses that have built up. A lot of our companies here, whether you can't see, but right out, Comcast, NBC Universal's headquarters is right out my window. They're very excited to showcase what they're building here physically and show you everything they have to offer, as well as our cultural tours. The mural arts program that Thomas mentioned is a highlight of mine. We also have all of the 250 celebration things around Independence Mall, the Liberty Bell I saw somebody threw in there, the Rocky Steps. I know we'll make sure that you get a good taste for everything Philly has to offer there. And then Wednesday evening will feature our closing gala, where we will be the first iteration of the Visionary Awards, and we're very excited for that. And Fahima is doing a great job with that. And we will hand off the keys to our friends in Vietnam. It's pretty quick, 3 days, but there's a lot in there. You're going to get a lot of bang for your buck. And then Thursday and Friday, as some of the other GBF hosts have done, we'll be arranging separate tours for an additional fee, highlighting our geographic versatility and doing day trips, one to Washington, D.C. and one to New York. So if you're coming to, if you're coming to the States, if you're coming to the Northeast next year for GBF, we want to make sure that you have the opportunity to not only take meetings or set up opportunities and or just visit and be a tourist in our nation's capital and our big brother to the north in New York. So that is kind of the basic agenda. Again, please let us know if there are people that you think we need to involve from the content side. Next slide. All right. Our hosts for this, the Marriott Downtown Philadelphia. World Trade Center, Greater Philadelphia, we do not have the space for this. We are not as invested in real estate as some of our predecessors, but what we do have is a great relationship with a marquee hotel here in Philadelphia. It's a block from Center City. It's a block from City Hall. It's a block from the venue for the welcome event, and it is very walkable to a lot of the things that you may want to do while you're here. It is a world-class hotel. Marriott, obviously one of the great brand hotels. And it will be where most of the activity goes down. We will be using some of their ballrooms, and we do currently have the hotel block of rooms set aside. So we highly encourage you to, as you're making your travel plans, consider being a part of that block. If there are accommodations that you need for large groups or different size or whatever is necessary, please feel free to reach out and we can accommodate. We've developed a very strong relationship with them. They're also right down the street from our office. Right now, as I said, registration, room reservations, as well as reserving or registering for the conference, are both open. Chanel's been pleasant enough to put the link in there. We currently have the offerings up for the early bird for the WTC member rate, as well as the business-to-business delegation. We took into account that travel and housing may be more expensive than previous cities. So we took that into account when we set the prices for this. We think it's a reasonable rate. We want to encourage folks from all over the world to come to this event. So we built that and we took that into account. Oh, now I get to do my favorite part. So as I teased earlier, our Sunday night welcome event. For any of you that have been to Philadelphia, I really hope whoever your host was at that time took you to the world famous Reading Terminal Market just across the street from the hotel. When we were first putting our bid together, this was the first stop I had for everyone. It is a world-renowned, it's one of the oldest public markets in the country. It's one of the most iconic restaurant places in Philadelphia. You can not only get a good cheesesteak or soft pretzel or all those things that people put in the chat, but there's also food from all of those different diasporas and populations that Thomas mentioned. You can get great Greek food there, great Latin food there, great, you know, pick your poison. You will be able to get there. It's a fantastic venue. And it's really going to let us showcase and kick things off right with what we want to do. We're working with Philly Fashion Week as well as some local musicians to make sure that the atmosphere is one where you can really get a sense for the history and all of the creative economy elements that Philadelphia has to offer. So, as I mentioned, very excited for this. So don't come in late. Don't just plan to be there Monday morning. We want you there Sunday night. It's going to be a good time. Moving forward. All right. Our tour sites, you know, while the conference is primarily at Reading or at the Marriott, we do plan to get you out and about. Obviously, Thomas told you all about the exciting things happening down at the port. We are working very closely with them to build tours to highlight everything they have going on, but also a few other things. I mentioned Comcast, one of our major employers here, as well as companies like Aramark, University of Pennsylvania, Vanguard, potentially. They're a little bit ways out, but we're working with them to try to set it up. Getting you these campus tours so you can get a feel for some of our marquee institutions, as well as some of our smaller ones, which if you look up into the upper right-hand corner, that is an image of our Pennovation Center. Built by the University of Pennsylvania, one of those Ivy League institutions Thomas mentioned. It is a business incubator and lab space that we've been working with. We had an event there about a month ago that was very well received. But again, working on those innovation and technology pillars that Thomas mentioned, areas like Pennovation or the Navy Yard, which he mentioned, which is actually a 5-acre former naval base in South Philadelphia that has been developed to play host to, I think, 170 companies across retail, industrial, R&D, all sorts of things. So, you know, while we are an urban city that can't really stretch our boundaries anymore, we've made a good use of kind of reclaiming former space for business and development. And we plan to highlight that greatly. And then lastly, in the bottom right corner there, you see the Academy of Natural Sciences. It's the oldest natural science research institution in the US, one of those Philly first that Thomas mentioned. It's a fantastic time. It'll be great for attendees and guests. We have a million other great museums, cultural institutions. As Thomas said, we're home to the first zoo, which if the weather's nice is fantastic. You know, we want this to be a good mix of business and culture and getting a taste of everything. Now, we want to open it to a Q&A, and I will just go right out and name. I know that we are, a lot of folks have started the visa process. It's going to be something that I'm sure a lot of people have questions about. We want to be your partner in this. So if you haven't reached out to us, now is the time. I will make sure my contact is in there. But we would heavily recommend, and we've talked to our attorneys. Unfortunately, the attorney who's helping us on this couldn't be here today, but her advice is to start the process now. If you are interested in coming here, please reach out to me. Please start having the conversation. We want to, we have some tips, some ways that we can support you in this process. We are offering a deferred registration. So if, you know, you can register for the event, and if for some reason something gets held up in the visa process, we are not going to charge you for the ticket. So please go ahead and register now. It'd be great. So we can start building those, building our attendee list. That also goes for domestic and local WTCs. You know, we've been working with our local Northeast partners a lot, but if you're in the US, take this as your opportunity to come and help celebrate the 250th with us. So, you know, we want this to be a global event, but it's also a North American event. So, if you take one thing away from my presentation before we get to questions, it's start planning now, start registering now, start the process now. So with that said, I do want to open it up to questions. I'm happy if people unmute. If you want to throw them in the chat, somebody can read them out to me and we'll address them as best as possible. And if I don't have the answer for you today, I am happy to get it in follow-up.
Yeah. Hi, Tom. Karen, may I please? Navneet from Jaipur, World Trade Center. Yeah. Hi, Tom.
Hi.
And thanks, Thomas. It was fantastic. Probably would like to thank WTCA for organizing one of the most thorough presentations I have seen in a long, long time, probably. It looks like we did not come to Philadelphia. It's like we have had our tour, I guess. So it's awesome. So I'll just share a small brief. Like we have been working on this for quite some time, and definitely our travel and everything depends upon the approvals we get from our headquarters and our honorable chairman, Dr. Vijay Kalantri. But we have been doing research and we have been talking to a lot of our associate members and industry connects. And I'll just share you a small, brief about the recent findings that we had and the interest that our people from our region, the SMEs and the manufacturers and the businessmen have about Philadelphia. On a lighter note, when I spoke to one of my colleagues at Bar Council, few attorneys, then the obvious question was, are there any good attorneys? And when I asked that why, they said that we heard that Denzel Washington shot a movie in Philadelphia, with Tom Hanks. So we said that we need to check with Tom and Thomas, and then we'll come back to you on this. So that having been said, there are few companies.
Yeah, no, I do want to say we actually have a really thriving film industry building here. You're starting to see, I don't know, the film and television actually. So yes, we did have Denzel and Tom Hanks did make a very, maybe slightly depressing, but Oscar-winning movie in the 90s.
Absolutely. So and thanks for reverting on that. We have a few interests like I think Philadelphia happens to be headquarters to a few global conglomerates like Lincoln Financial, I guess, and Urban Outfitters are there, right? Aramark is there. And we have a couple of other stakeholders working with us, like large cement manufacturers on the infrastructure side. So we were discussing about a potential delegation which we can try and initiate. So, but then they would be keen, definitely they would like to participate in the forum and hear the speakers and everything. But when it comes to business, they would like to interact with these kind of corporates where they can do some kind of MOUs and some kind of trade talks. So maybe maybe a couple of corporates also other than this. But like we spoke with one of the largest insurance providers in India, and they coined up this company called Lincoln Financial. They would like to interact with if they happen to be part of the delegation. Similarly, a large sportswear making manufacturers based out of Ludhiana, which is an industrial hub in India. They were keen in interacting with Urban Outfitters, probably one of the largest sports manufacturing units out there. Aramark definitely is a known brand name globally. So how can we work this out so that it becomes meaningful if we talk about a delegation which serves the purpose and we can say that yes, it did. We were able to convert so much of business for these people who travel, who spend their time, who invest their resources and come all the way to Philadelphia.
Absolutely. And that's a great, and I don't want to cut you off, but you are now going to be part of our presentation because you just highlighted three of our great employers. Lincoln Financial, which is actually in the namesake for the Lincoln Financial Field is where the World Cup will be playing. They're a major financial institution here. Aramark, again, right down the street, and Urban Outfitters, actually, their headquarters is at that Navy Yard that I mentioned earlier. So yes, there are definitely opportunities to engage with them, but again, it's going to be the same feedback I gave you about the visas and everything. It's let us know now. You're doing exactly what I want. You're a perfect test case for this. Let us know so that we can reach out and start building those connections and make those introductions, setting up those meetings, setting up those tours, things like that now. So you've done your homework. You did research into the region. Good point, Natalie. I'll catch that. Sorry, ADD. But yes, to your point, start having those conversations with us and we can start making those connections now so that you can even prelude those meetings before you get here.
Yeah, I will just add to this to build it up. Like we just recently did a small conference which had around 400 researchers nationally and internationally. And we got 400 research papers with us now in the process of getting published, put together in just one single conference. So we have a lot of researchers also who would like to do this kind of a collaborative initiative. For you said they are great universities, Ivy League universities, and we have good institutions here who would like to join us for this this great event.
Bring all 400 of them.
Yeah, we would definitely try. I think, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Sold.
But
All right.
then
I'm out.
Yeah. So we can definitely share with this information that yes, we do have great institutions out there, and few of them who are keen, they can join us for this delegation.
And Naveed, I'm going to email you because I want to continue this conversation just between us. But thank you very much. Great questions. And I think there's a lot we can do there.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Goodness. How are you?
Hey, fine. Good afternoon or good evening from Nigeria. Hi, Thomas. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for your support. I mean, we initially had commenced all of the visa processing quite early, and you've been very responsive in providing all the invitation letters for the delegates that have registered so far. Well, we kind of have a bit of a concern given the recent US restrictions and some stringent visa rules for African countries, particularly Nigeria, limiting the visa duration and validity period for just 3 months and single entry. In as much as we've been able to justify that to some of our delegates that are willing to travel, another concern remains the availability of appointment dates for delegates. As a matter of fact, right now, in fact, from June, July, appointment dates available in Nigeria spans off from October 2026. And just recently, the US took off emergency expedited appointments for business travels or annual engagements from the list of emergency appointments. So the only case for approval for emergency appointments resides only for cases of medical and school purposes, but no more on business, no more on annual conferences or meetings. So that is a bit of a challenge because initially we had the plans to go through the route of, maybe wanting to file an expedited appointment if the regular appointment dates for interviews are unavailable. And secondly, we are still a bit concerned because, trust me, the US has been very strict on visa. And aside from the letters, we got a letter from HQ, a letter of introduction to the embassy, which we wrote them to notify them officially, but we've not been getting favorable responses for the visa facilitation support. And it's a bit of a concern because it's at this point we are still months away from the event, and if at this point we are unable to give participants or delegates the confidence that we have a strong footing to provide them administrative support, it might be a bit of a challenge for us to navigate that. So I really don't know what influence or what other support we can get, particularly for the delegates from Nigeria and from the WTC here as well, because like I told you, we already have registered delegates. Some of them have their dates, some of them have been to the embassy, even for World Trade Center Abuja staff as well. As a matter of fact, it's very important because if we're unable to also secure our own travel dates, it might be a bit of a challenge for us to sell to delegates to want to participate if we that are the host, the affiliate World Trade Center is unable to come down to Philadelphia as well. So I really need to know what can be done and how we go about this. Thank you.
Thank you, Goodness. And yeah, I appreciate everything you've done because I know we've been working together to get those letters and to try to get those visas. It's a difficult situation. It's made worse by the fact that the government's currently shut down. So it's a little bit of a, we're exploring the avenues as we go. I think what our next step for you, and I know that we were communicating on WhatsApp about, trying to set up a follow-up meeting in the next couple of days. I think we need to try to reach out directly to the embassy to explain the purpose of the event. The feedback that we got from our attorneys who recognize this, they're global immigration attorneys, is the best thing we can do is to try to be as prepared as possible when we go into those meetings. So that's our point, is arming you with everything you need, whether it's proof of where you're staying, proof of registration, letters of support from either our elected officials or this. But the key to this, to everyone on the call, not just Goodness, is to start having the conversations as soon as possible, and to reach out to us so that we can arm you with everything you can going into these meetings. Again, we're trying to, we're going to do whatever we can to move heaven and earth to let everyone that wants to come to be able to participate in this. And we're going to run into roadblocks, which we have with some folks, including those from Goodness's team. But, we are going to, fight tooth and nail and use every contact we have. So Goodness, you and I will connect after this to talk about the remaining people that you have still with appointments, and to see the expedited, as you mentioned, the expedited reserves, especially with the State Department shutdown, are primarily for medical at this point, as you mentioned. But hopefully, if a deal can get done in DC in the next few weeks, we'll be able to open that up to things that the administration would like, such as bringing people in for trade and economic reasons.
Okay, thank you very much, Tom. I look forward to connecting with you to discuss
Absolutely.
this.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
If you may allow me to add something, please.
Yes, Hassan.
First of all, Tom and Thomas, great presentation and all the best. And whatever help is needed from our side to make the upcoming event successful, you have all our support, please.
Thank you.
The other thing, which is, it's like an advice, if you may allow me, which is post visa procedures. Okay, if we can have like a certain kind of a certification letter, so that we can present it at the airport, because even for the ESTA, like myself, we take the ESTA, and it's written on the ESTA that the officers at the customs, they have the right to reject the entry to the States or something. Or we have been stopped like for 5, 10, 15 minutes to ask, where are you coming, where are you staying, etc. All these things. So if we can have a kind of a certification letter from yourself that you're coming to attend 1, 2, 3, 4, which you can, if you may as well, share it with the authorities at the airport, which can make the process of entry easier, that will be great, and that will make things faster. Just an advice. Thank you.
Absolutely. And Hassan, thank you for that. The president and CEO of our airport here in Philadelphia, if the port of entry is Philadelphia, Atif Saeed, he is the current president of Philadelphia International Airport. He is on our board of directors. He's he's very supportive of this. So I'm sure we can connect with him to make sure that, we had already talked about having some kind of information booth or something there, but to make sure that when that we're presenting our attendees with whatever they need when they get to Philadelphia, so that they can, and we can work with partner airports as well, depending on where people's initial point of entry to the States is. But that's fantastic advice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? If there are no other questions, I'm just going to pester our chairman, Drew, about
Tom, I just have a small question, and I'm trying my best, out of my lessons to read. There is a quote behind you, on one of your shelves. I'm just not able to get a hang of it. If you can help me with it and read it for all of us. And it's awesome. Probably I should be able to read it.
This one over my shoulder here. I probably should have taken it down. It's my advice to some of my younger associates. It says, it's my way of telling them I trust them and that they should go with their best foot forward, and that I trust them. But
You're not in the escape room anymore.
Yeah, again, no one that attends GBF will be locked in my office. I also want to know, Fahima, you and I are going to have to follow up on why I was. But yeah, Chairman Drew, would you like to answer for your 1-3 Celtics?
Oh, you're picking on my team. We're just getting going.
You started, man. You started this.
By the time next April, we'll just be so far ahead.
Yeah,
we'll just don't bother, wearing anything with the from Philadelphia. Just forget all the Philly stuff. All right. I'll get you something from San Diego,
you're
LA, whatever it is.
You're going to be decked out in Philly sports memorabilia, I swear.
So, listen, work on the flag up behind you to the World Trade Center flag. You're missing a thumbtack.
Yeah, I'm missing a pin. Yeah, I know.
Thumbtack, it looks like. I'll
need
bring
a new
some
one.
down. I'll bring some down.
Right.
We'll import them from Boston for you.
We'll do a nice office decoration with John Drew segment, But thank you to everyone. We really are excited, and we know that we're the host for this, and we couldn't do it without the team up in New York. without Crystal and her team, and also without everyone on this call, because it is hosted in Philadelphia. There's going to be a definite Philadelphia vibe, but this is our shared networks major event, and we want it to feel like that. So I will put my email address, my direct email into the chat, and please feel free. I was very happy that a few people just during these last few days have reached out to me, because we're excited about this. We're happy to have everyone here. And again, great job with the WTCA team for this member forum. And hopefully next year we'll all be back in New York. But this was fantastic. So thank you all for your time.
Tom. Thanks,
Tom.
Tom.
Both
Oh,
Tom.
I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
I want to turn it back over to Thomas Young.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom. And thank you, Chairman Drew, as well. Just really quick, and then I hand it right back over to you, Mr. Chairman. Just want to recognize a couple folks, because, as Tom said, this isn't just Philadelphia that's doing this. We are getting a lot of help from a lot of our regional partners. When we're talking about Brian from Pittsburgh, we're talking about Carla from down in Delaware. We have Tina in Harrisburg. We have our team down in DC as well, and Allison down in DC. We also have our team down in Baltimore as well. So these are our local folks that are regional, that are helping us out. But then we have our North American network that we're tapping into with Andre up in Winnipeg, which will be in Winnipeg in about 2 weeks from now, to talk to some of his companies about what's going on here in Philly for the GBF. But also Scott in Savannah, Karen in Denver, and Denise in Arkansas. They've been tremendous help with helping us recruit businesses from around the country and around North America to come to this GBF. But then last but certainly absolutely not least, and I would love for her just to give a quick hello to everyone if she could. I want to give a special shout out to Linda Conlon, the previous president and CEO of the World Trade Center Greater Philadelphia, who probably majority of you on this call know who she is, and she is beloved by the association and by so many people since I've come into this position, have said so many wonderful things about her. And she's helping us with some of our logistics and some of the things that we're doing for Global Business Forum. And she will be there. You all will see Linda, be able to embrace her, and as she helps us with this. So Linda, do you want to just give a quick hello to everyone?
Well, Thomas, I really appreciate your very, very kind words. They say you can take the gal out of the World Trade Center of Greater Philadelphia, but you can never, never, never take the World Trade Center of Greater Philadelphia out of the gal. And I sit back and I look at all that you've done in really being able to secure this incredible forum for Philadelphia that has so much to offer. And I congratulate you and your team, and wonderful evening going to take place tomorrow for the World Trade Centers Day. And as you've said, Thomas, we stand on the shoulders of all those who have hosted assemblies and global business forums before us. But I know how much you're focusing on the quality of the experience so that you can create greater business opportunities. And this is a special focus of ours for people coming into Philadelphia that has so much to offer, and your team would really demonstrate how Philadelphia is home to some of the best music and some of the best dance moves in the world, because I know that everyone around the World Trade Center network is coming to Philadelphia to do business, but to have fun. And I know that's going to happen with your leadership. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to all of my friends. It's great to be in contact with all of you. I've thought about all of you very much, and it's going to be a terrific, terrific time in Philadelphia. So bring your businesses, bring your delegations, and you won't be disappointed. Thank you, Thomas. And thank you, everyone.
Absolutely. And it's just a microcosm of what Philadelphia is as a whole, as we continue to hold on to our traditions, as we continue to incorporate past with present with future. This is what we want to show for the Global Business Forum in 2026. So we do invite all of you all to come. We look forward to hosting you all. And with that, I will turn it back over to Chairman Drew or to Sharon to close us out.
Hi, thanks.
I think it's going to Sharon. Go ahead, Sharon.
Mr. Drew, if you have some comments, we're happy to listen.
Oh, sure. But listen, the thing I just want to endorse is the work that's going in. First of all, let me begin by speaking the obvious. The last 3 days, these 3 days have been fantastic. I thought the work that everyone put in, Crystal, Sharon, everyone, has been, I think, very, very well received. And the attitude of the members, just with one another, you can't get a better sense of the strength of this network unless you participate in these past couple of days. I mean, it really is quite remarkable and improving and strengthening as we go along. Also, for the two Thomases there down in Philly, I'm looking forward to going to Philadelphia. I think the food is very, very good. The sports teams are so-so, but other than that, the work that's gone into this program is extraordinary. So, guys, really, really, very well done. As Linda pointed out, I mean, this is going to be a very, very successful meeting for all of us. So we look forward to being down there with you all. And back to you, Sharon and Crystal. Again, kudos to you guys. Great job. Really great job. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Mr. Drew. We really appreciate it. This has been really a fun time planning, not just the member forum, but planning into the GBF. So a huge thank you to Philly and the team there for this exciting preview. We hope today's session had everyone thinking and already packing your bags for 2026. Some links have been dropped in the chat, so feel free to grab those. And before we close, we really do value your feedback big time. There's a survey coming your way also in the chat. You'll also see it pop up in the lobby once you exit this session and in your email. So consider this a choose your own adventure moment to pick the way that works best for you to answer those surveys. Before we close out, I'll pass it over to Crystal for some final words.
Oh, thank you, Sharon. Oh, you said it all very perfectly. No, thank you all for joining us, and thank you, John, for your well wishes there. We're really proud of what the team put together. Luckily, I've been able to sit in the background and kind of help where needed, and then watch it all come together. And I'm so proud of everyone here. So thank you all very much, Sharon, Fahima, Aubrey, and Chanel, and our regional teams and our project team. I cannot wait to see what is put together in Philadelphia, and we will see you all there. And hopefully we'll see you at our programs coming up as well the rest of the year. Thank you very much. Back to you, Sharon.
Thanks, Crystal. So cheesecake crawl in Philly and some other good shopping for the ladies that will be having a great time in Philly, and some dancing, especially you, Denzel. I can't see you, but we're looking at you for leading those dance-offs. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you in 2026 in Philadelphia and in between online. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a good day. Thank you. Good evening, good night, good morning. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Go
Bye,
Café
everyone.
map stealer.
Thank you.
Wanda the cartographer.
Yes, thank
Finally
you.
got
I didn't want to say the other name.
We need a
All
button.
right.
We're all Wanda.
Yeah, Wanda the